Another case study to discuss. The history is Achilles tendon rupture, ACL rupture, talar dome repair, pec repair, lumbar spine discectomy, multiple hamstring strains, calf strains, and that's about it, which is more than enough. So, my question as far as a case study is how do you manage all of that? And as I said in the last case study, sometimes you don't want to be robbing Peter to pay Paul by, okay, we've got to do heaps of hamstring work or whatever, but then that takes away from doing ankle work with his history there or whatever the case may be. And I think this one's an interesting one in relation to a talk I did here in Auckland in 2018, which is available on the website if anybody wants to download it. And it relates to the idea of prehab versus rehab and general training and what's the difference. So, if we take traditional prehab and injury prevention exercises in the gym, or correctives, or whatever you want to call them, to get a proper benefit, let's say that person, you're going to do 3 sets of 5 of whatever exercise. For this individual in question, there's 6 different things to work on there. So that's a whole gym session in itself. If he's doing 18 sets of exercises, that's going to take ages. And that is meant to be, in my experience of structuring these sessions and trying to fit them into an NRL schedule, if that's going to be before his gym session or after his gym session, he's going to be exhausted, which is then another problem to deal with for the next day or whenever it is. So it brings me back to my question of, well, prehab, rehab, strength and conditioning, what's the difference? Maybe what we need to do is, that's his training session. There's a general quote in rehab circles about the best ability is availability. So what if we just spend all our time working on the problems that he's got or he's had and making sure that they're not still problems, and does that get him on the field, and does that keep him on the field? I don't know. Again, I think, as I've said in other posts, we've got to, especially with assistance of technology these days, we need to look to try and do things differently. That's how I always try to think about things, is look for a solution or look to innovate and try and do things differently. So maybe that is the answer. But again, I'd love to hear how people might try and tackle this patient, and how do you keep him healthy and still prepare him to play his sport. And curious. Ta.